What was that week like?
All that week was hell, you know, of course, going back and forth. But my main thing now, I'm got to go back into security mode, making sure, because we had a candy striper at the beginning.
A what?
Well, it was really a reporter that
Oh,
dressed
okay.
up like a candy snap striper to try to get up there to get pictures to pop. Somebody smart. You know, now we really know about pictures, paparazzis and all of that. But back then, he had somebody, and she dressed up like a candy striper, trying to get in the room to get in there. She got a picture taken, but somebody got to her, one of the security guys or something got in and took the camera from her. So now I got to be like, oh man, I got to put 24 hours security on him so he can, you know, fight for recovery. So now I put 2 guards outside the door. Nobody goes in. That's why when all these people talking about they were in there, yeah. But anyway, the only one going there is the mama. You know, of course, if the mama brings somebody in there, but it ain't like the people just going in and out of his room and all of that. Mama had to bring him in, and I was even telling the mama, like, nah, they ain't going in. Or, you know, it was pretty much they were calling me to say the mama wanted to bring so-and-so in, the mama wanted to bring so-and-so in. That's how that was going down. But, you know, it was people that was trying to make themselves feel important, you know, because it'd be hard to go, just be coming up to the hospital and just sitting around with them and all of that. And you just an artist that was on the record company or something like that. So they were making themselves feeling important by doing things like quasi some type of security hanging around and all of that. A lot of people just got caught up in trying to be around and being publicity and being supportive. Some people are about going to the hospitals. I'm not one to go to be going and sitting around the hospital and all of that, but that's some people mannerism and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know, was going around sitting around the waiting room.
Were there any death threats or anything coming through?
I didn't hear about them. I don't know what my security knew, or what my security was. You know, what the nurses and stuff was telling them, but don't come calling me with that. What the fuck y'all there for? You know, that's why I got y'all on deck to make sure nothing happened to him. You know, and this man need to rest and recover while he's you know, fighting for his life. So.
All right, all right. This is something I've seen you address in the comments that I just thought I'd ask you about. People always like to say that Tupac would have went back to prison after the assault on Orlando.
Yeah. Stupidest thing. Yeah. If they would have known, well, yeah, he would have if he would have lived, or his injuries wouldn't have been as bad as they were, because now there was this big investigation behind it. Until Tupac got shot, they didn't even know who Orlando was. MGM security, you know, he was just like, oh, I got jumped, but he didn't give them this information. They weren't even smart enough to get his driver's license and write off. Nobody knew who he was until they heard about it, and they showed the picture of him to Compton Police Department. Brendan and Ladd is the one that said, oh, that's Orlando Anderson from Compton Southside Crips. They the one who identified him. They didn't have no information on him. So my point is, it wouldn't have been a big thing. Nobody would have thought of it. That's why they didn't get arrested that night. They would have went and picked up Snoop, Suge, Buntry. Did you see how Buntry was kicking that night? Everybody would have got picked up, you know, how he was kicking Orlando in there if it was an investigation going on at that time. All of that didn't happen until later, until after they learned the why. What I mean by the why is, why this shooting occurred. And then they put 2 and 2 together, like, oh, it's from this assault. It's why this shooting possibly occurred.
Okay.
So yeah, he wouldn't have went. Nobody would have known about it.
Do you know what happened to Tupac's jewelry?
No. The Outlaws have an interview out there where they say Tupac at the last minute was, and I really think that's, I'm about to disrespect the Outlaws, but a way of them was starting to take, and you know, like when your uncle or something died and everybody said, oh, Uncle Charles told me I can have this. And you go get it and you wear, Uncle Charles told me I can have this. I really think it was a way where they wanted to have something to remind themselves of Pac and start taking it. The big chain that he had, I personally myself delivered to Afeni at the W Hotel about a month or two after he died. I did. But
Was it in good condition and everything?
no, it was just like it was. And I apologized to her.
You mean it had blood on it and
It had
everything?
blood and everything on her. And I was like, and she said, no, Reggie, I'm glad you didn't do anything to it. I want to leave it just the way it is. I want to keep it just like that. What happened to it today, I don't know. But I delivered it to her about a month or two after he died.
Okay. What about his death row medallion?
Like I said, any of that stuff, I don't know.
Nobody knows.
It was at his house, at his home. We didn't, the Outlaws was there. His Aunt Gloria was there. There's people, in his family that he had stationed at the house in Calabasas.
What was the effects on death row after Tupac passed away?
Well, it's hard to say because Suge went to jail as well. So now you got the head of the snake or the head, your boss gone, and death row for all intents and purpose, the guy that make it happen, because death row was good before Tupac came, right? So you still had Snoop,
Dog Pound,
Dog Pound, even Quick was still, as a producer or whatever. So you still had artists and stuff over there. You didn't have Dre anymore, but you had people that could replace Dre. And so, but you also lost Suge. And that's what a lot of people forget. Because in fairness, each album I put out under the Death Row reign with Tupac still did the numbers. Go look at the Death Row Greatest Hits. Good numbers. Look at Until the End of Time. Good numbers. Better Days. Okay numbers. That's 3 albums right there. Still I Rise with the Outlaws. Good numbers.
Right.
So we're still doing 3 million to 5 million.
Oh, you guys were still making really good money.
Yeah.
You guys just didn't have.
Yeah.
You guys weren't breaking any new artists though.
This wasn't breaking no new artists. We tried, but people, the biggest regret that I had is once we got everything settled with the moms, I wasn't smart enough to understand that, okay, now we need to do a press release where she's saying everything's all good. I love Suge and Reggie and Death Row and all of this, and now we in business together. We about to do these things. And all the business, the financial business and all of that is taken care of, been worked out. I'm a happy woman. If I would have did that, smart enough to know to do that back then, or not stubborn enough to do that, that would have went a long way where people would have been like, okay. Because we're a forgiving society. But people roll for Pac. And when they felt and thought that Pac was being cheated and he hadn't been paid his money or his due, people turn against you. Industry, fans, and other artists.